today's show is brought to you by True Classic Tees. In fact, I'm rocking one. Hello. You see this like stretchy? It's like super stretchy, right? Yeah, Looks nice. It feels super comfy. I know Deke can attest to this as well. But no, we definitely like True Classic Tees because of their ability to create nice cotton material, man, where it's stretchy, it's going to give you that athletic feel, but at the same time, give you a little bit more, cushion in the midsection for everybody that is not down with that, hard body workout plan. But the thing that we do like, number one, is the fact they rock with us. But number two, the fact that they got a promo code, and that promo code is MOST. You use that, you get your 25% off of your purchase at trueclassictees.com. So definitely want to show some support for them, and we appreciate them for rocking with us. So, like I said, once again, shout out to True Classic Tees, bringing you today's show.
All right, next one we got 12th Wonder. KP was put in the worst possible position this year, and after only 7 starts, dude has started balling. KP to GP has potential to be GOAT in the future. Good win. Welcome back, Deke. Moat's the GOAT.
Oh, man, salute you. And definitely welcome back to homie Deke, man. Yeah, man, we're seeing a lot of the stuff that you want to see. Yeah, as long as he keeps being consistent with it or getting even more consistent, man, that's exactly what you want. So, yeah, I'm with you.
I am too. The KP to GP connection continues to build. Man, it's just frustrating because Pickens, I felt like, could have had 100 and like a touchdown at least, No,
he left some out there. Obviously, Deontay left some out there. Both of them left some out there.
Maybe I'm the problem, or like Steeler fans were the problem, because there's no debate about this. We absolutely crowned George Pickens before the season even started that he's pretty much the best receiver in the league. So it's tough to come back from that and actually witness some drops. It's really tough.
It was funny to me too, because you see the crowd where it's like, do we put that on Pickens? Or do we say it's got to be a better throw? I'm like, bro, that throw hit him in the hands, man. Y'all got to stop.
You're talking about the touchdown?
Bro, I'm talking the touchdown. Now, granted,
he had 3 drops.
I think you could put more touch on the touchdown one, but I personally, I'm like, yo, the one hand, like, what we doing? So
yeah, like if you could reach the one hand out, you could reach the 2.
That's all.
Like I get it. Okay, maybe Pickett could have thrown it 6 more inches inside, but like, come on, man.
That's my thing. I'm like, could you say more touch, better pass? Sure, but he's a receiver that is more than capable of catching that. The same way when I look at Deontay, I'm like, is that a tough catch? Yeah, going up, you got a defender in your face, surviving into the ground, sure, but we think you're capable of that. And that's the thing. And when you look at the other 2 George Pickens drops, right? The one where he's catching the stop right on the right-hand side, it's like, bro, it hits you in the hands. Like, you got to have that. And then the one on the sideline, once again, it's like, bro, that's one where, you can make that play. Now, I know Aikman was talking about some of the technique and stuff like that. Man, I'm not a wide receiver, so, hey, I lean on the wide receivers. If they feel like catching them, in the cradle route versus trying to snatch it out the air, I've seen AB do it both ways. So, hey, man, I can't tell you. But either way, George Pickens and Deontay are both capable of catching the passes that we saw them both not catch yesterday, man. And at the same time, Kenny Pickett is definitely capable of giving better passes in some of those elements too. Not all of them were on him in that vein. Not at all. They got to catch the passes, man.
The problem is too, I still believe in them.
Yeah.
I'm expecting the drops just to disappear, but they're not disappearing.
But think about it in this way, though, right?
When will it end? When will it end?
I look at it like this, right?
They both played good yesterday, too. That's the other thing. Like, Deontay Johnson was getting open. He was routing Gilmore out.
Okay.
Pickens was making unbelievable Pickens-type catches. So, like, they're still awesome. It's just, can we get those drops just completely off the board? Because
think about this,
it's not only hurting their potential, but the offenses.
Yeah, but think about it in this same way. And this is when we talk about the full circle. And even when I stopped you earlier when you were talking about Kenny, right? You said with Kenny, man, he was, 28 of 20. And we're talking about a handful of throws where it was really on him, not necessarily a drop, right? Just a handful. But then when you're talking about George Pickens, it was like he got targeted 6 times. He caught 3 of them. You see what I mean? Deontay, he's targeted 8 times. He caught 5. So the same way that we kind of brush it under the rug when it's Kenny is like, man, for these other players, like, man, they ain't have a crazy amount of these plays, but it just seems like it lasts a lot longer, right, with them. And that's the part where I can understand why some fans are so, like, apprehensive or so just rigid in terms of how they talk about these guys because of that. But as a whole, man, I think all 3 of these dudes, man, have the chance to do something really dope if this thing can continue to grow. Obviously, health plays a factor in this thing, but you can see the talent. You got your deep ball guy, your big play explosive receiver, George Pickens. You got the route runner, the guy who can win right on the line of scrimmage against whoever. And Deontay Johnson, we saw that, man. I was loving some of the matchups from Deontay and my dog Gilmore. Now, Gilly, I still feel like, Gilly did his job because he kept both of them dudes, under 60 yards receiving. Now, with Pickens, a lot of his success was on their other corners. But to me, man, it was just good watching those type of matchups going on. And also Pat Frymouth, he was another one, man, that it was really good to just see him continuing to be a productive player and continuing to expand his role for us, man. All three of this offense, we have everything that you need. Now, we can tweak some things here and there, but as a whole, the framework is there, and we're really getting a chance to see it. And I thought last night was one of the best versions of it all continuing to come together, even through the adversity in the second half.
Agreed. And I wonder how much of it is, we're watching every one of these Steeler games, play by play. We're way invested.
Yep.
Like if we just watched random game on Sunday, because I was even thinking this, on Thanksgiving, seeing some drops by the receivers. I don't care, so I don't take note of what receiver drops what. But you definitely see them around the league. Absolutely. It's just it hits so much harder here. But that's the thing. It goes back to everything you said. We know Pickens and Deontay could be really good. They're above that.
Right. So for us, it's just more so the disappointment feeling, not a surprise.
It is. We don't think disappointment and frustrating.
Because it's we've seen you make spectacular one-handed catches. Man, some of them catches Deontay was catching early on in the game, I'm like, bro, those are way more difficult catches in terms of just how fast the ball is coming out, the velocity of it. But it's then you
the one he looks surprised he caught it, actually.
Right, but then it's you drop a routine one, and that's the frustrating part with him. And the same could be said with George Pickens as well, man. So that's definitely something with young players that we're trying to get worked out of them. And it does have a negative impact at times, but that does go back to the youth part. But the fact that they're all able to, regardless of when it happens in the game, whether we're talking Deontay, when he had the drop, he still came back and made catches. When it was George Pickens having his drops, he still comes back and makes the clutch play on the 2-point conversion. Whether it's Kenny Pickett.
Oh, and he had a clutch third down.
That's what I'm saying.
He had a clutch third down catch, too, to keep a drive going.
Absolutely. So it's whenever we saw a negative happen from one of those players, they all responded with positivity later on in the game. And that's the thing that when you're talking about the really good players or the elite players, right? They're going to have some bad moments. But how fast can they get out of that? How quickly are they able to make an adjustment and overcome that? And that's some of the things that we want to see more and more of. We're seeing some of it, but we want to see even more of it. And that's the part, that's the beauty of this journey right now.